Hey guys, it's Vanity, Ezel by Carpet Vanguard, Ezel and Vanity weekly reviews. Hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and sorry. This time we're covering more reviews from DC Set 7. I was supposed to get a lot of deck profiles done this weekend, so I didn't have to worry about this, but I didn't put on the price to record a lot of fights in the process, so I'm feeling really energetic going into this. So let's get the start, shall we? Because we finally have the unit this week, or technically tomorrow, the day this goes up, that I've been waiting for this entire time, Verisug being released, so let's go. Because if you don't know, I'm a fan of the moon, and this card literally being called the Gatekeeper of the Moon, obviously I have my reasons for liking this. First up, let's have Headlong Skyhopper, grade 205k shield, 10k base. If this is not a Pale Moon support, I will be damned. Contains rearguard during a turn. If you have a grade 3 greater Vanguard, a total of 2 or more cards that were put into your soul by a card's ability this turn, this unit gets 5,000 power. Okay, I mean, it works with pretty much every single Dark States deck because of the cards that were put into ability from Soul don't have to be from the Vanguard's ability, so literally Brother's Soul is enough to trigger this, so that's pretty solid. And then auto rearguard at the end of your turn. If you have a grade 3 greater Vanguard, you may eat this card's Soul. Cool, he eats himself into Soul for free, literally no cost to that for those of you that don't know what Brother's Souls is, because maybe you're more new to Vanguard. In the very first trial deck for Dark States, the Donji Moyoyama one, there's an order card called Brother's Soul. It's a grade 1 normal order, play it to Soul Charge 2. Literally that would trigger this thing's ability. So not a bad grade 2 for support. It's nice that it can be supported by just a really random tech option. So it's a 2 of, maybe a 3 of, depending on if like a new deck kind of comes out that maybe wants this. Then we have Quirky Sky Scrapper, grade 1 boost, 5k shield, 8k base. Contains rearguard during turn if your Vanguard's a grade 3 or greater, and either player's card is put into a soul by your card ability this turn, plus 5k. Again, I say literally any form of soul charging works, so that's pretty solid. That's 13. Literally the only thing that won't trigger this is something like riding. So honestly, 13k base, not bad since it's for Dark States, so it could be worse. It definitely could be better. So I'll say like a 2 of tech if you really like are playing on a budget. Then we have Grag Blow Dragon, create units of 5k shield, 10k base, auto rearguard once per turn. When your opponent's rearguards retire from rearguard circle by your card effect this turn, you may soul charge 1. So this is a free soul charge if you kill your opponent's rearguard, which isn't hard, but I feel like this would have been better as like a once per turn counter charge, since a lot more retiring units involve counter blasting, but also a lot of them involve soul blasting. So I guess I kind of see reasons for this. Not bad, not good either. So again, like same with this one, if you really need to run it for budget reasons, 2 of. Then we have our Houndraiser line, so all of you that were a fan of not Akina, well, yeah, Akina from the anime, but Akane from Aichi's deck all the way back in the day, where she would call Pongo and pretty much, you know, the combination of human and cute little doggos. Guess what? Now you have a ride line, and honestly, these guys are so cute. I love using this deck. So first up, we have Riser Kika, grade 0 boost 5, shows escape base, auto and profit second draw card, standard start on free draw if you go second. Another round of them cards, but I still recommend you run her anyways because she's so cute, and look at the little doggo, look at the little puppy. This is not my new favorite ride line, honestly, just for the animals alone. Then we have Houndraiser Izumi. They're like cute little freaking what's it called? They're like cute little huskies. I want to hold these babies. Look at him, he's holding a dagger. God, I love this ride line too much. Anyways, auto rode upon by Houndraiser Haruken. Check the top 7, choose to 1 high beast from random call to rearguard circle, shuffle the deck. That is a non-grade restricted superior call. I don't think, no, there most likely is a grade 3 high beast in D at some point, but I don't think it's particularly good. I don't remember if there even is one, but if there is one, I don't think it's good. But if they ever do make a really good high beast that's a grade 3, this thing can just straight up call something from the top 7 of cards of your deck, regardless of its grade, because it doesn't specify grade. And then auto rearguard when this unit boosted by a high beast, it gets 2k for the battle. Okay, worst case, there's a 10k booster or 10k swinger on rearguard. It doesn't need to go on rearguard at all because you only need it for the on-ride ability, but nice that they gave it the superior call option if you want to call it. Then we have Houndraiser Haruken, grade 275k shield, 10k base. Look at it, the cute little doggies grew up. You see, I'm pretty sure this is a different person entirely from these two, but the dogs kind of look similar, except like the patches of fur are very different, but they just look so cute. And then auto remote upon by Houndraiser Eri, check top 7, choose up to 1 Houndraiser from one of them, reveal, put to hand, shuffle your deck. If you down reveal a card, call this card a rearguard and soul charge 1. Not only does it replace itself with the soul charge, but it also just gets you a rearguard. The best part is that this gets you any Houndraiser. It can get you a Persona Red. It could get you this if you ran it in your main deck for some reason. It could get you your really good grade 2 support card, your really good grade 3 support card. God forbid they ever give him a PG, they would give him a PG. So all around like a very solid skill for that. And auto rearguard when it's boosted by a high beast, choose a high beast normally from your drop zone and you may bot deck it. That is honestly a really good skill because in case you end up like going through all your high beasts or you're running a select amount of high beasts because you have other good really tech options, because to be fair this is Keter, this is a way to recycle them. And again, it's up to you if you want to add something or not. So you could just choose to superior call this from your soul or just keep it in your soul because you don't need to call because instead you found your really good grade 2 support card over here. Either way, Haruka is just a very solid grade 2. You don't need to run in the main deck because again you can't superior call. It's a nice one of ride deck. Then we have Hound Raiser Aoi. So grade 3 to 13k base. Okay, as much as like this art is amazing, specifically this dog, I'm not a fan of them. But anyways, continues Vanguard. All your Packer High Beasts get 5,000 power. So all of them are 13k bases essentially. Activable pairs turns. Active Vanguard once per turn. Soul Blast 2 to search the deck for any High Beast. Call it to rearguard circle. Shuffle the deck. Any High Beast of any grade for a simple Soul Blast of 2. This does trigger certain High Beast effects such as the Topaz Jewel one that can get 15k when placed on rearguard circle. So that's nice that we had that option. And act Vanguard once per turn. CB1, choose one of your back row, grade 1 or less High Beast in the back row center. And then at the end of your turn, that unit can attack from back row and it gets auto rearguard. At the end of this unit attacks, stand it, and this unit cannot attack to the end of the turn, but it can still boost. So essentially, you swing with that unit first, then you stand it, then you boost the Vanguard, and then you go from there. And then if your opponent's Vanguards are grade 3 or greater, that rearguard also gets drive checks. The sad part about this is that it specifically says grade 1 or less High Beast, which means you'll never be able to get twin drive with it, unless Bushy unleashes a High Beast grade 1 or less that does have the ability to gain twin drive. Just saying. But either way though, very solid skill that she can pull any High Beast from your deck, but this is a like obviously meant to be based off of a Royal Paladin deck, so it easily does do a lot of superior call. Like half the time the board is full anyways, especially thanks to her. But in case you ever need to call stuff from board, there you go. I mean, there was literally a match where I was able to had nothing on my board, and then from just riding this on top of this, I immediately filled my entire board up in 5 seconds. So that's pretty cool. But either way though, being able to get draft checks with back or rear guard, get 4 attacks for only 1 CB, it's all pretty simple. So it's a very good grade 3 and just good balance all around. Then we have Regon, so grade 1 boost, Fat Kishode, AK base. This thing looks so cool. Like, I love its fur color. I love the little star. I love the sword. If you can't tell, I'm a proud, like, father, quote-unquote, sibling of, like, 3 dogs, so I obviously enjoy this ride line a lot. And it's continuous. If you have a grade 3 or greater grade 3 or greater Outer Razor Vanguard, this card gets all the following. Continues back or rear guard center, specifically. During the battle that he attacked, unfortunately, it's just the battle that he attacked, not the battle that he attacked or boosted. When your opponent call cards from hand guard circle, them to 2 more at the same time. Well, at least for the first battle of your turn, they're forcing out 2 cards, and then continues guard circle, gets 5,000 shield. Why would that matter if it's back or center? Well, okay, well, first off, it gets a 5k shield in general, so that can be helpful, but also this, but we'll get to him in a minute. So, cool, 10k shield once you're on a High Riser Vanguard, and it's a to call 2 or more, with the second is swinging from back or center, so that's pretty solid. And we have Melagon, grade 1 boost, 5k shield, AK base, can auto when placed on rearguard circle if your Vanguard's a Hound Raiser, regardless of its grade, so this does actually proc from him. You can countercharge 1, or not countercharge 1, sorry, you can either soul charge 1 or energy charge 1. So you either get you soul for Aoi, or you get energy to spam the everything out of this thing with whatever you think you're going to need more. I'm going to say this now, most of the time you're going to pick energy, but if you're playing against a deck that's going to constantly retire your rearguards, you're going to want to use soul just so you can keep recycling with Aoi, even if you're going to use it once per turn. Then continues back or rearguard circle. If your Vanguard's a Hound Raiser, he gets 5,000 power, and then if it's in the back row center specifically, and your Vanguard's a grade 3 or greater, he gets 10k instead. So pretty much the second you call him at all, he's going to be 13k. But then if you called him specifically in the back row center, and your Vanguard is a grade 3 or greater, he's going to be an 18k. So I guess you want Regon in back row center to force out 2 or more cards on the first battle. At least if you have this back there, it's going to be a 23k swing thanks to Aoi. So that's pretty solid. And then we have Hound Raiser Mishuru. This card is so busted on so many scales because she does so much for so little. And look at her cute little doggos. They're all so cute. I want to hold all of them. Anyways, grade 2 and stuff, 5k shield, 10k base. Auto one place on rearguard circle if your Vanguard's a Hound Raiser of any grade, by the way. So this procs while you are on grade 2, mind you. CB1, check the top 7 for any High Beast that's grade 1 or less. Call it to rearguard, shuffle the deck if you do not call countercharge 1. So, worst case scenario, just shuffling your deck. Best case scenario, this just gets you 1 rearguard. Technically 2 rearguards because this fetches you this, which then calls another thing, so it does the whole thing. And then auto rearguard once per turn when this unit attacks while boosted by a High Beast, you may soul charge 1. And this is why you will always energy charge unless you're playing against an opponent that's constantly retiring your rearguards, because this is going to get you your free soul anyways. And then if your Vanguard's and opponent's Vanguard's are grade 3 guard, and you have 2 more back or High Beasts, including the one that's being boosting this, so just simply one other one, whether it's the one this thing called or whether it's the one the Vanguard called, this unit gets 10,000 power for the battle. 20k, probably most likely 28k swing, let me rephrase that, 33k swing because this thing exists, not to mention the fact that it's also getting you a free non-mandatory soul charge. If you're afraid of decking out, you don't have to use a soul charge. Mishuru is an amazing grade 2. She gets you soul, she gets you good numbers, and she gets you a rearguard for only a CB. Easily a 4 for me. Then we have Hound Riser Session, really good for defensive. I love how his dogs are like slightly bigger. Like I think her dogs are kind of the transcendence of one of these two, and then this guy's dogs specifically come from hers, just because I can kind of see it with like the fur coat a little bit. But anyways, Session continues from a rear guard circle. All of your High Beasts on your rear guard get intercept and can intercept from the back row. So automatically this thing is really useful in back row center now. And then auto rear guard once per turn when this unit attacks while boosted by a High Beast. If your Vanguard's a Hound Riser, this unit gets 5,000 power for the battle. So just a free 18k in general, which is solid. And then if your opponent's vanguards are grade 3 or greater, energy blast 3, he gets a crit for the battle. So 18k doesn't sound like much, but again, he's being boosted by at least one of these two, who is at least a 13k base thanks to her. So that's automatically a 31k base, and if it's being boosted by him, it's automatically another 5k on top of it. So I said 31, so 36k base without triggers. Cool. All around station is pretty solid, adds crit pressure, adds numbers, and he makes all of your units have intercept, meaning if your opponent's going to kill your stuff on your board, they're going to have to kill stations so you don't get a lot of intercepts. And if you have 2 of them on your board, like I had in my matchup that I did with this deck, yeah, it's really hard to get around the intercept thing. So 4 of station, just all around very good grade 2, or not grade 2, grade 3 for support, acts really good for offensively, and acts really good for defensively as well. And then we have Circular Acts of Divergence Septed Outer. It took me 5 whole minutes to figure out why this card's actually pretty decent for Astrum. Grade 2 and 5k shield, 10k base, auto and placed on Rearguard Circle. If your Vanguards are grade 3 or greater Astrum, check the top 5, choose to 1 grade 2 or greater card from one of the cards off your deck. Okay, here's the thing. I know this is intended to proc the, send the set order to drop zone so then that the grade 1 can, the promo grade 1 send itself to assault and then fetch the order from the drop zone. But I genuinely was like, why does that have to be a grade 2 or greater? Because that's only the order. You don't want to send your swing bys to drop zone. You don't want to send your Astroms to drop zone. You'd rather send the grade 1 to drop zone. Then I thought about it. You do actually want to send your Astrom to drop zone because a lot of card abilities involve sending back Astroms, such as Progress Globe, who can get you a counter charge. And as long as you always have one in deck that you can just search off of the Vanguard skill, it doesn't matter. And honestly, that is a pretty good way to think about it. And the thing that made me realize that is I literally did that in the Triumph Dragon match versus Houndriser, where I then realized, wait, you want them to be in the drop zone so you can recycle them, so you can use them as discard fodder for ride deck if it comes down to it. And then auto rearguard, when the team shows them by the ability for grade 3 get a Vanguard Astrum in the card name, so okay, it stands by Astrum. Soul Blast 2, 2 every rearguards, gets 5,000 power for each grade 2 set order in your order zone. All around, pretty solid. It gives someone else more power because most likely this is going to be getting at least 10k, 5 from the order that you probably set on grade 2 turn, 5 from the Vanguard. If your opponent didn't CB Starve you, you're probably getting plus 15 to both, which is really good. So it's going to be a 25k, Vanguard's going to be 28k, so you can use your 2 Soul Blast to power up another rear guard. The only downside is that it is a Soul Blast 2, so it does kind of eat into Swing By's restand, but on the bright side, the promo grade 1 does go to Soul, so you can deal with that as you please. So all around 7 outer, pretty decent grade 2. It deck thins for triggers, and it honestly does really good in terms of getting number for Astrum. Then we have Salvage 7, whatever the Roman numeral for that is. I used to know Roman numeral so well. I think that's 4, so 7, 4. Grade 1 boost fact, shield, AK base, yeah, because V is 4, or no, sorry, not V is 4, V is 5, and then the one before that would be specifically 4, but if it was after that, it'd be 6. I used to know Roman numerals really well as a second grader. Auto and puts on Rearguard Circle. If your Vanguards are grade 3 or greater Astrum, until end of the turn, next time you play the specific set order for them, is cost reduced by CB1. Okay, honestly, my big problem with Astrum is that it was a CB heavy deck, and this honestly fixes it, because now you're only spending CB on the Vanguard skill. So honestly, Salvage G74 is not a bad grade 1 at all. It makes your set order free, so it's a good 4 for me. Then we have Volbatal Leaf Rattel, grade 1 boost, 5k shield, AK base. I really love her flavor text, and that is rare for me to say, because normally I don't give a damn about the flavor text, but I'm actually going to read hers. But anyways, active rearguard, put her to soul, choose one of your plant tokens, and it gets 10k for the turn, which is all pretty solid. Like, I mean, it makes your plant tokens 15k bases. For the decks that strengthen up the plant tokens like Claudine, they make them 20k bases, which is nice. And as for Rattel's flavor text, she says, and I quote, "The arrow that was shot in the sea is a seed of hope, a grand celebration of the start of the next generation." I love that so much because A, she uses a bow and arrow. For those who don't know, I'm a sucker for bow and arrows, like I'm a sucker for moons, but at the same time, my constant anime BS chant that I will say on occasions if I feel like being an anime main character is saying that this was XYZ, the seed of hope that was planted in XYZ, and then go from there. And I just love Rattel, so yeah, I may never use her, but she's honestly one of my favorite grade 1s design wise, especially for her flavor text, so 2 over 3 of. Then we have Magical Pearl Twinkle Powder. Honestly, I don't care for the name. I'm just glad the Lyric Monasterio got another set order, because this thing looks cool. Is that a butterfly, or is that like some weird... That might honestly not even be a butterfly. That just may be attached to this thing, but you know what? It looks like a butterfly to me, or like a small blue dove. Grade 3, grade 3 set order. Set orders after play to order zone. It's literally just free to set. Contains order zone. All your back row mermaids get boost. I foresee a Morikawa style deck that is not based around Leafla spamming the ever-living hell out of that. A free, no condition to be set, all continuous order zone, all your back row mermaids get boost. No strings attached. So if you found a way to cheat this out before you get to grade 3, okay. And then odd act order zone once per turn. Soul Boss 1, choose and remember you get 5,000 power for the turn. I'm gonna go look at all the mermaid units after this because this order looks really pretty to me. I'm gonna go look at all the mermaid units after this and see if I can make a coherent deck. I know this is gonna focus around Kyrie, but I want to see if I can make a coherent deck with this thing as the base because God, I want to see how far I can get with that. Four of. I think I know what my next deck is going to be. And on to our last reveals for the day. First up, we have Envoy of the Moon Respald, so the starter for the new Vesegear ride line. I really love how not only are these guys like involved with the moon, but they are actually really cute bunnies. You can't really tell it with the Vesegear card, but you can tell it with the rest of the ride line. Like, look at this. This is so cute. His little bunny ears. I love this ride line. I love this week of support. All of them are so cute and cool looking to me. And then we have Follower of the Moon Fresenol, Great Own Boost, 5k Shield, AK base, auto input on writing from Envoy of the Moon Respald. Reveal a grade 3 card of Vesegear in the card name from your ride deck to search your deck or hand for up to 1 Moon Gate. Put it order zone if you search your deck you shuffle, and if you put a card from the hand, draw a card. Okay, I really like that because I just learned that the Moon Gate actually can only be put at 1 in your deck, and you only would want it at 1 in your deck since this auto gets it for you. So it's nice that if it does end up in your hand, you do still get to draw off it, which is honestly pretty good. And Bushy seems to be now enjoying the idea with like any deck that involves set orders, that instead of having multiple set orders, you just want to reveal a copy of it instead. But all around, still pretty good. Like, I mean, it's still good for like a free set order nonetheless. Then we have our Moon Gate, so this is our new set order, which looks fucking amazing. So it continues to may have over to 1 Moon Gate in your deck. Thankfully, this will auto-search it for you. If by some unfortunate miracle of God, your opponent yeeted this into your damage zone before you got to grade 1, then I feel really bad for you. Act Order Zone, you Counterblast, or not Counterblast, you Energy Blast 3 and rest this card. Check the top 7 cards of your deck, choose up to 1 unit card with Messiah in its card name with a grade less than equal to your Vanguard from among them. Call it to rearguard circle and shuffle, and if your Vanguard's a grade 3 rearguard or Vanguard with Vesegear in the card name, instead of choosing 1 card and calling it to rearguard, you choose up to 3 from among them, you call 1 to rearguard, and then you put the rest into your order zone. Honestly, pretty solid. It gets you 1 rearguard when you're at grade 2. If they ever make another Mythiac that's a grade 1, then you can get 1 rearguard while you're at grade 1, and then it automatically puts the rest into your order zone, so that way you can combo it off with Vesegear skill. Moongate, really good set order. I was about to technically say 4, but honestly you can only have 1 in the deck, but thankfully it's searchable via Fresenol. And then we have Vessler of the Moon Ramsden, grade 2 intercept, 5k shield, 10k base, auto plays by writing from Follower of the Moon Fresenol, so we have another on-place ability. Check the top 7, choose up to 2 unit cards with Mythiac in the card name from among them, reveal them, choose up to 1 card from among the reveal cards, put it to hand, and put the other one into your order zone and shuffle your deck. All around pretty solid because this does get you 2 free cards out of deck, and as what's his name, Kaga, I'm just going to call him Kage because I like saying Kage, but essentially as he did, you can just start deck landing for triggers, which is really fun. And the best part is you don't have to specifically add something to hand. If you want to put both cards into the order zone, you very much can. So our rest of them very good, just like a free top 7 search. I can get you 2 cards out of deck, so it's a solid 1 of in the right deck specifically. Then we have Keeper of the Moon, Vesegear, grade 3, 200% right, 13k base, this lovely motherfucker. Active Vanguard once per turn, cost Soul Blast 2. Choose a Moon Gate in your order zone and choose one of its original act abilities and activate without paying the cost. So essentially, you go from Energy Blast 3 resting it to Soul Blasting 2 and just proccing its ability in general. Which always pretty solid because that means you can Energy Blast 3 and rest it first, or you could Soul Blast 2 and do nothing with it, either way up to you. And then you can just use the other costs afterwards, so that way you can just get a total of like possible 3 units out, or 6 units out of deck in 1 turn. Then Auto Vanguard, when it attacks into anything, card boss 1, choose up to 2 cards with Mythiac in its card name from your order zone, call them each to rearguard circles on the same column as each other, and all of your front row units get 5,000 power for the turn. Cool, doesn't matter how great the opponent's Vanguard's at, you're just C being 1, getting a full column of attacks, and then you're also getting 5k to your front row to force out a little bit more guard power. And then Auto Vanguard, when your unit with Mythiac in its card name is put on guard circle, bot deck a Mythiac in its card name from your drop zone to the bottom of the deck, and that unit gets 5,000 shield for the battle. Really cool because we do have a unit coming up that literally allows you to put 16 copies of it in the deck, meaning you could just, add a lot more shield to your units and guard your way through like hell, making this card honestly a very solid grade 3 to have. It gets you more searching capabilities, it gets you pretty good multi-attack for a low cost, and it gets you more guard power. What's not love about Vesegear, he's just super amazing, and he does a little bit have the bunny ears. Actually, I don't think he kind of does, but he does the Guardian of the Moon, which is good enough for me. Then we have Crowing Mythiac Ravenog. So I'm not gonna lie to you, I was not expecting this thing to be what it was. Grade 2 intercept 5k shield, 10k base, continues to have 16 Crowing Ravenog in the deck, and then continues rear guard. Your Vanguard's a grade 3 Greater Vezirog. It gains boost, which is all around pretty solid. So, you know, it is a 10k booster, which is great to have. You can have multiple copies for deck thinning purposes. I swear though, based on like the anime, it should technically have an ability where it can intercept from back row, and my only argument to that is that it literally like there are 3 of them on board and it like intercepted straight up from the back row, but I mean, is what is with that one. Then we have Edifel Gumani, so grade 3 normal order, to play this card by C being 1. Choose one of your grade 3 or greater vanguards with Vesperog in the card name. It gets continuous vanguard. All of your rear guards with Mythiac in the card name get 5,000 power. All of your rear guards with Mythiac that was placed by card abilities also get 5,000 power. So essentially, all your rear guards are getting 5k, and then all the ones that were placed specifically by the vanguard's ability also get a 5k, or by the order. So, pretty solid for pumping up numbers. It's a really great way just to bully down your opponent with consecutive attacks, so pretty good there for, I'm not gonna say a 4, I'm gonna say possibly like just a really solid 3 just because of what it can do. That then takes us over to Heroic Deeds Draco Kid. So grade 1 boost, 5k shield, AK base, continues rear guard circle. During the battle, this unit boosted. If you have a grade 3 greater vanguard Vezirog in the card name, this unit gets 5,000 power, and then auto rear guard. When it boosts a grade 3 greater vanguard Vezirog in the card name, this unit gets 2,000 power for the battle, and then by soul blasting 1 and bot decking a Mythiac, you can energy charge 3. All around pretty solid because that basically makes it so that your order is free the next turn you use it, which is also super helpful. And not to mention the fact that he's a 17k booster when boosting, or not for 17, a 15k booster boosting the Vanguard, which I think is really fun because I only thought the Faden ones and Destin ones would get something like this, so that's pretty great. So 3 of or 4 for the Mythiarch deck. Mythiarch deck, not Mythiarch. That's a completely different thing. And finally, we have our last card, which is a grade 2 with 5k base, or 5k shield, 10k base. The first Mythiac Wolfzan Rotizer. Auto place on rearguard circle. If you have a grade 3 greater Vanguard Vesperog in the card name, until end of turn, with this unit attack, choose one of your opponent's 4 rearguard circles, and it battles your Vanguard and all the units on the chosen circle at the same time. So essentially, you can attack 2 units at once, so a little bit of a Vermilion type of effect. It's sad that it's specifically restricted to the front row, but hey, you know what, if you call 2 of them, because they don't have to be called by effects, you can just bully down your opponent's front row. And then auto rear guard, when this unit attacks into anything, if your order zone has a moon gate in it, this unit gets 5,000 power for the turn, and you can either CB1 or Energy Blast 3, draw a card. Cool. So, you know, since Vezirog's always pretty much going to Soul Blast 2 to proc off the order, if there's ever a case where you don't want to use the order, you can instead just use your energy for the turn to draw a card, and I mean, you know, Heroic Deeds Draco Kid over here will proc it off for you. Though the issue is that he costs a Soul Blast, so there you go with that. But, or you could just drop a CP on him. All around is pretty solid. This deck is pulling a little bit from every single resource though, like your orders and your Wolfzan and the grade 3 want a CB, the good grade 1 wants a Soul Blast, which is also needed by Vezirog, and energy is kind of, depending on how often you use it, is scarce between the grade 2 and the order. So if the deck gets like one really good energy charger or one really good soul charger or even a counter charger, I think the deck will end up being fine. But for now, that's it for this one. I hope all of you enjoyed. I definitely can't wait to test play this deck because again, it involves the moon, it involves bunnies, which is things I really like. So I'll see you on the next one. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, join us for Twitch, and don't forget to set up your Vanguards.